So even though it's only April, we are already thinking ahead to Christmas and we have got quite a Christmas themed week this week. Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Those of you that are new here, my name is Anne, and along with my good friend Wayne, we run this channel, and we also run the Sussex Handmade Soap Company, which is a small bath and body business based in the southeast of the UK. Now, those of you that are familiar with our channel will know that we generally bring you 2 videos a week, one on a Tuesday and one on a Friday. We've decided to kind of change things ever so slightly because we are getting to our busy period of the year where things kind of get really hectic and time just runs away with us. So what we are going to now do is our Tuesday video is going to be more of kind of a diary update, telling you what we're doing with our business this week, any jobs we've got planned, any kind of special little things that we happen to be doing, and we're just going to keep it more of a chatty video rather than a making video, because that way we're hopefully going to still be able to keep up with doing the 2 videos a week, and also it's kind of going to give you guys a little bit of an insight to what we are actually doing at different times in the year in regards to our business. So this is the first one of those videos today, and I'm hoping that you guys are going to enjoy it. So going forwards, our Tuesday videos are obviously going to be focused a little bit more on the business side of our soap company rather than the making side. We're going to be chatting more about our business and our plans for our business rather than actually bringing you recipes and products. But hopefully those of you that are also running a business or thinking about running a business in this kind of field might be able to pick up some little nuggets of information that may be helpful to you guys as well. And the first thing I sort of want to chat about very quickly in today's video is this chest behind me. Those of you who are familiar with our videos may recognise it as being new. We actually purchased this last week on a bit of a whim. We went into town to do some banking, and on our way we walked past one of these shops that we stock with our soaps, and they were having a refit and they were selling off all of their furniture at really good prices. So we went in and I basically told Wayne that we absolutely had to buy this kind of chest. I'm not sure if I'd really call it a chest. It's not really a chest, it's more of a shelving unit thing. Anyway, it's a kind of display unit. We'll go with that, this display unit. It was £50, I thought was actually a pretty good deal. It's got a few little paint chips, but they'll be easy enough to fix. Getting it in the car was actually impossible. We had to call on Wayne's sister and brother-in-law to help us get it in the car and get it home, but they did that for us because they are lovely. And that kind of leads me on to chatting about where we buy our furniture and our kind of fixtures and fittings that we use within our business, because when you're on a budget like we are and you're trying to make a nice display to sell your products, it is often hard to kind of know where to look. So a couple of recommendations and places where we have also purchased our things is car boot sales. If you are not British, you're probably not too familiar with a car boot sale. It is where you essentially get up early in the morning, you drive your car to a field along with a lot of other people who have also driven their car to that field. You open up your car boot and you take out loads of stuff. It can be kind of whatever you want. Things that you want to get rid of, and you then sell them to people who wander around the field purchasing your bits and pieces. It's a very British sort of thing, but car boot sales are a lot of fun and I love wandering around them, and you can get some really good bargains and some really unique things as well. And we picked up the crates that we use on our soap display from a car boot sale. We got 3 of them for £10, which I thought was a pretty good value. Similarly, the curing shelves that we use for our soaps were free. They were from one of Wayne's friends. He was chucking them out and we said, no, we shall have them. So they were free. And this dresser, I say, was £50 second hand from one of the shops that we stock, who was just switching all their furniture around. So I think it kind of really helps to look for things second hand rather than going into regular stores, because it can get very expensive very quickly when you are starting out trying to get everything to give yourself a really nice, unique display. So definitely look in the kind of charity shops, the thrift stores, the car boot sales, look for adverts, perhaps even Facebook pages, things like that, because you can often pick up some really good bargains and things that are going to work really well. And I've got to say that this is one of my favourite purchases so far. Um, and we're actually looking possibly in the future at doing some larger shows based in London. And some of these larger shows say that you're not allowed to sell your products from a trestle table, which is what we normally do. And they like you to actually have proper furniture to display your stock on. So that was kind of at the back of my mind when I purchased this as well, because I think this would work really nicely once we've given it kind of a little lick of paint. It would work really nicely in one of those shows to display everything. So that was kind of in my mind as well when I made this purchase. So that is just a kind of little quick overview of where we buy some of the things that we use to kit out our pitch front, and just a few ideas of where you can potentially look for things if that is something that you want to do as well. So coming back to this week, there are two topics we're going to focus on this week, and the first is the two shows we have got at the end of April. The two shows at the end of April are our first proper shows back of the season. We've done a couple of farmers markets so far this year, but they are only kind of small events. The two shows at the end of April are more expensive, they attract more people, and they cost more money to do as well. So we really need to be focusing this week on getting stock ready for them. We are going to focus on making some bath bombs because both of these shows we have done before, and both of these shows in the past have been attended by parents with children, and there seems to be quite a lot of families that attend these shows. So we are going to focus on bath bombs because they do tend to go fairly well when there are children around. So bath bombs it is. We are actually going to be using our So Posh Flexi bath bomb assessment to make our bath bombs for these shows. We could make our own bath bombs, but I'm a little bit bored of making them if I'm being completely honest. So I thought we would play around with our So Posh Flexi assessment because it allows us to change up the colours, change up the scents, add some glitter if we want to, add some mica if we want to. We made some bath bombs today, so I will show you us now making them. Hopefully that will be rolling now for you guys to see. These are actually new designs and new colours. I just fancied doing something completely different today. I didn't want to be making things I've made before, which is why I pulled out the So Posh Flexi assessment, and I thought we would play around, we would try some different designs, we'd try some different colours, and hopefully they are going to appeal to the people at our shows. We've only made 28 today. I do want to make some more, and I want to make some more designs, and I want to make some more colours. And just really kind of make a focal point of our bath bombs at these shows, because in the past, like I say, bath bombs have gone well. So I'm crossing my fingers that they go well again. We also want to make some cloud bath bombs, which will probably be on the agenda for tomorrow. And we're going to do some other shaped bath bombs as well. Because the shaped bath bombs that shoot out the rainbows are always popular with the kids. So that is the kind of agenda for this week, or at least a major part of the agenda for this week. We want to focus on bath bombs. Now, the other thing we want to do this week is focus on Christmas. And I know it is only April, but Christmas has already been on my mind for probably the last 4 to 6 weeks. We have applied to a lot of Christmas events already, and we actually heard back on Friday from 2 of those events. We had applied to Ely Cathedral Christmas Market, and we had applied to Winchester Cathedral Christmas Market, among many other events. And we heard back on Friday, and unfortunately we got turned down for Ely because of the number of applications. They just couldn't accept our application at that moment in time, which was a little bit disappointing, but it was only a 4-day event, and there are other things going on during the same time period. So I've already got a couple of other events lined up that we can do instead of Ely. However, the good news was that we got accepted to the Winchester Christmas Market, which I am very happy and very nervous about, because it is an 18-day long event. Well, actually, it's a 35-day long event, but we're doing the second half, which is 18 days in a row from the 4th of December through to the 21st of December. So we're going to need a lot of stock for that, and it's going to be really hard work. But I'm really, really pleased that we got accepted for it, because I've heard that it's a really good market, and hopefully it is going to enable us to earn enough money over the Christmas period to kind of see us through the quiet half of the year that comes after Christmas. So because of that, we now need to already start focusing on Christmas. And what we are doing to focus on Christmas is we are planning some new Christmas soap designs, because we always bring out our Christmas soaps, or at least for the last couple of years we have had our Christmas soaps, and they sell very well. But for the last 2 years, we've always done the same design. So this year, I want to bring something a little bit new, because I don't want the designs to start getting boring. Does that make sense? If people have come to our shows for the last couple of years, they would have seen the same designs. And if they then come again this year and the same designs are still there, there's probably less of a chance they're going to purchase. So we are getting rid of our 4 least popular Christmas soaps, and we are replacing them with 4 more Christmas soaps. Now, I have already started the Christmas soaps, and it's very strange creating Christmas designs and having Christmas songs running through your head in early April. But it needs to be done now, because we are going to need to make a lot. With the addition of Winchester Cathedral Christmas Fair, we have now already got, I think, 35 days worth of events planned for the Christmas period, and it is quite likely that that number will go up. And these are large events as well, so we need an awful lot of soap. And when I say an awful lot, I am planning around 3,000 Christmas soaps. So not soaps in total, but just our Christmas designs, approximately 3,000. That's going to take a long time to make, which is why we are starting now. I have done a couple of new designs. I have done a fireplace design, which I think is really cute, and I have got a sneaking suspicion that this one may be pretty popular over Christmas. And we have also done a polar bear soap. This one was semi-successful. The little star I put in it is not quite straight, which is bugging me. It kind of looks like my daughter said it looks like a speech bubble, which, to be fair, it kind of does a little bit. So I need to kind of improve that and make the star a little bit straighter. And the batter was a little bit thick, which means on a couple of them we have got a gap between the polar bear and the snow. So I want to improve on that and get rid of the gap between the polar bear and the snow, and I want the star to be straight. But that is something we're going to be focusing on this week as well. Christmas soaps. I've actually ordered another mould and couple of extruders from Lisa at I Dream in Soap, because I love her extruders. They make doing the Christmas design so much easier. I'm just waiting for them to arrive, and if they do arrive this week, which I'm hoping they will, then I'm going to get stuck into creating I think it's a little robin and also a Christmas cottage design as well. So that's going to take a fair amount of time, so I'm just allowing a good couple of days to get those done. What else are we doing this week? On Wednesday, I am not going to be here working as such. I'm going to be off to see my brother. The reason I'm going to see my brother is that he has got an old spinning bike that he's never used, because he's a little bit like me. He buys things on a whim and then doesn't use them. But for some daft reason, I agreed to attempt to do the London to Brighton bike ride with Wayne, his sister and his brother-in-law. And I'm not much of a cyclist at all. And I tried a few spinning classes at the gym, but I'm not sure I like going up to the gym to do them. So on Wednesday, I'm going to go and steal my brother's spinning bike. I say steal, he's giving it to me. He wants it out of his house, it's just in the way. So he's happily giving that to me. So I'm going to bring it back here and then hopefully practice, get some training in, and then in a couple of months I might have a vague hope of actually doing this London to Brighton bike ride, because if I don't get some exercise and practice in, I'm absolutely not going to be completing that. So that's Wednesday. That is what I'm doing on Wednesday. For the rest of the week, what else are we doing? To be honest, that is pretty much what we are actually doing this week. I do have to do another video to go up on YouTube on Friday, and I do have to write our Patreon content for this week as well. Writing our Patreon content generally takes me a few hours over the course of a day or two. It's not hugely time consuming, but it definitely takes enough time for it to need to be scheduled in. So I have to give myself a day to do that. But other than that, it is very much focusing on bath bombs and focusing on just starting those Christmas soaps this week. And other than that, that is going to be our week. And I really don't think there is anything else to actually tell you. I'm hoping that this video is kind of going to be appealing to some of you, just to kind of give you guys a little bit more kind of behind the scenes backstory into what we're actually doing. I say it's just a little bit too busy at the moment to be making videos twice a week, which is why I am just doing kind of the vlog, diary, chatty entry, because these are a lot quicker to film and edit. And I didn't want to stop doing the videos altogether, so I thought a nice kind of compromise could be a kind of behind the scenes diary chit chat thing. Hopefully it's interesting. Hopefully as they build up over the course of the next few weeks, you'll kind of get more of an idea of the flow of our business and what we do when, which may or may not be useful. But until then, there's really not a lot else for me to say. So I'm going to go now. I'm going to go into town and I'm going to buy, can't remember why we're going into town actually, but we're going into town for something or else. Oh, food. We're going to go and buy some food for tea. So we're going to do that now. Then I'm going to come home and probably sit down and watch some telly, because by the time we get back it's going to be 5:30 and it's a Monday, so I'm going to take it easy and then tomorrow jump into Christmas. And we will see you on Friday for our next video. Bye for now.